Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. Whenever we find ourselves in a situation, a life situation, whatever it may be, good or bad, we have to always check ourselves to make sure we're seeing things through the lens of Torah. How do we know that we're seeing things through the lens of Torah? Well, first of all, one indication is that we're seeing the good in the situation. We have to absorb and become one with the fact that Hashem loves us beyond infinitely more than we could ever dream of loving ourselves. Therefore, surely whatever He's doing to us is for our own good. But we have to make ourselves compatible with that idea. We have to absorb that idea. For this, we need something called Emuna and Bitachon. This is belief, faith, and trust in God that this is for the good. And the Rebbe explains that not just that this is for the good, but rather this right now is good. There's nothing else in the world besides Hashem. Not just in the world, but there's nothing else at all besides Hashem. As we learn in Hasidut and Kabbalah, there's many different levels of reality. Hashem, when He reveals Himself, He reveals this level called Ein Sof, the infinite godly light. But we know that Hashem is beyond infinitely, even above that. Hashem Himself is beyond any description. And to cause something to come into creation is only in the power of Hashem. Not even these incredible godly lights have the power to create from nothing. To create something from nothing is an utter miracle, and only Hashem Himself, only God Himself, beyond any layer, can create from nothing. Therefore, when we're seeing a reality in front of us, we're not just witnessing a miracle that happened that God created the world, but rather every moment that the world is in existence is itself a miracle. So when you look at the world around you, you are witnessing a miracle. You are witnessing God Himself, because it is only God Himself that can create. Human beings can, so to speak, create, but not actually. We can adjust things around. We can take a piece of material and we could turn it into another piece of material and create a new form for this material. But to create from nothing is only in Hashem's ability. But since Hashem gave us a soul and He gave us the ability to emulate Him, He caused us to also be able to create from nothing. How do we do that? That is when we connect to God in this world. That is when we use physicality for spiritual purposes. Then we are creating the divine spark within this physicality, which on its own would be of no holiness at all. Just like when we look at many of the mitzvahs we have, mitzvahs are commandments that Hashem commanded us, such as tefillin. Tefillin is made out of cow's skin, leather, and so too the parchment, the Torah scrolls within it are also made out of cow's skin. This on its own has no holiness to it at all. But when it is infused with the divine commandments, all of a sudden this physical object, which had no holiness at all within it, is now elevated and ignited with divine energy. So, we have to take this into our consciousness and realize that reality around us is Hashem Himself. Because only God can create from nothing. Therefore, we are witnessing God before us. Therefore, we have nothing to fear. So whenever you find yourself in a seemingly painful situation, remember that it is Hashem involved in this situation. And we learn, Karav Hashem lechol korav lechol asher ikreu be'emes. We say this in the Ashrei prayer. This means Hashem is close to all those who call to Him. All those that call to Him in truth. Hashem is close to us if we call to Him. The Gemara asks, how do we call to Hashem? It says, truth. En emes el Torah. This is referring to the Torah. When we are thirsty for God, when we're feeling down, we have to take this thirst and channel it towards Hashem. How do we channel it towards Hashem? By learning Torah. Hashem took Himself and revealed Himself through a book called the Torah. When we learn Torah and we involve ourselves in Torah, we are not only just tasting, we are uniting with Hashem Himself, and He's infusing our entire conscious being with Himself. Let's get excited. Let us take this idea and bring it into our hearts so we can serve Hashem with great forcefulness and excitement. And may today be the day that Hashem brings the Mashiach. Hashem bless you all.